Hello. I'm running a bit late because I am, but I'm also Scooby's eating right now, so I've got to stop Maddie from stealing his food. What is going on with this camera? There we go. I've got to stop Maddie stealing his food because she likes to clean up after him if he doesn't finish his dinner. So, you gonna eat some more, Bug? You gonna eat some more? Or do you want me to save that for later? Leave him, Maddie. You done? You done? Okay, we'll save this for later. Good boy. There we go. Sorted. Hi, Susan, Mika, Pam. Look, I got my Christmas lights up. Tree's not up yet, but it is out of the cupboard. That's tomorrow's job. That's a job for tomorrow, Ro. Not today. Oh, I'm going to have to put some... Oh, I've left it over there. I left my hand cream over there. My hands are itchy. Hello, hello, hello. I'm going to do some more of my quilt today, but I wanted to show you a book I got that is absolutely brilliant if you're into this kind of thing and you want to learn a bit more. Hey Katie, for those of us who don't like to follow instructions. Creative Stitches for Contemporary Embroidery by Sharon Bogan. I wrote the name wrong. I thought it was Creative Embroidery. I just skipped the middle bit. But I have put it down in the description. It's an Amazon affiliate link. Doesn't cost you anything. But it might give me like 0.00003p if you order it. You never know. This is a fantastic book. I have shown it in depth over on my Patreon. I'm just going to give you a really quick look. I wanted to do some of the stitches in this today, but I love the way it's laid out. Sorry about the glare. I can't really do anything about it. Either you have glare or you can't see the book. Pick a battle. It's a visual guide, and it says visual guide to 120 stitches. Yes, it's a visual guide. Look at all this amazing embroidery. And it looks really complicated, but it's not. It's all based on these stitches, and a lot of the stitches are compound stitches, like a herringbone or a double herringbone, things like that. So, but look at the index. You can see what the stitches are going to look like. So you can pick a stitch and then go to the page and learn how to do the stitch. This I like. The highlighted ones, I've already gone through the ones, the basics, and I've highlighted the ones that I'd already know how to do off by heart and regularly use. If I don't know how to do them off by heart, I haven't highlighted them. If I don't regularly think to use them, I haven't highlighted them. I've just done the ones that I know I use and I use a lot. But it's fantastic because you can go, oh, that would look really good. I've got 2 colours I could do that in. So chevron stitched. See that we've got chevron stitch, double chevron, fringed chevron, half chevron, herringbone chevron, square chevron, stepped chevron. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different chevron stitches that are all based on this one basic stitch. I like it. Hi, Jane. So yeah, you can go, oh, I like that. I'm going to do that one. Page 101. And here's an example of what it looks like. She walks you step by step. Now, it's not for absolute beginners. No, I suppose it can be used by absolute beginners because she starts off with the absolute basic stitches. But if you're an absolute beginner, you'd have to start right at the beginning with the basic stitches, which she tells you in the introduction which are the basic stitches to learn. You don't just start at number 1 because these are in alphabetical order. You start with things like running stitch, back stitch, threaded stitch, that kind of thing. But chevron stitch, it shows you how to do the basic chevron stitch, and then it shows you how to do the doubled chevron stitch, step by step. And then it shows you how to combine it with something else. So you look at these and it's like double chevron stitch combined with a second beaded row, double chevron in cotton, 5 colour cotton metallic and silk threads, and every bar is tied with a cross stitch, and double chevron used as filling with watercolour pearl cotton, which is the multicoloured cotton, where it's not like this, it's not, oh, this is multicoloured cotton, but this is 3 colour cotton. So it gives lots of different examples, and you can see how this one basic stitch can be built up into lots of different things. And once you see that and you go, oh, hang on a minute, you can do it so that it makes a grid pattern, or you can do it staggered so it makes a lace pattern, or you can do it staggered and spaced so it makes a braid pattern, and there's holes which you can put something else into. Oh, let's go and find something else to put into that. You know, there's all sorts of things you can do. You could put beads in the middle of that, or sequins or whatever. So it's really good for sparking imaginative things to do with your embroidery. Lots of, like, this is half chevron, so it's 2 rows of half chevron lined up, so the 2 bars line up together, but then it's got beads, so it looks completely different to that, which looks completely different to that, which looks completely different to that, which looks completely different to that, but it's all the same stitch. So many ideas. This is the most amazing book on embroidery I've ever, well, I've never purchased a book on embroidery. This is the only one I've got, apart from one that my mum gave me, which has got all the basic stitches in that I've had since I was about 6. But this is fantastic. This is just brilliant. I can't wait to explore some of these stitches and use them in different ways and stuff on my quilt. Again, link in the description. I did write it as creative embroidery. It's actually creative stitches, but I did put S. Boggan as the author. So it is the right link. It's just not the right name. I will amend that after the stream. This is how my quilt is looking so far. It's getting big. And I'm kind of doing bits of adding things and bits of embroidery and bits of all sorts. I think what I'll do is kind of get this to about a metre square-ish, a yard square, 3 foot square. And then I'll start another one. And then I'll join the 2 together. I think that's going to be the easiest way to handle it. But I've got some ideas for things that I want to do with this. But today I wanted to concentrate on embroidery, and also I wanted to try, because I had this idea that adding something on top, like, I don't think you call it, it's not decoupage, is it? What's it called? Applique? Okay, so kind of an applique idea, but there's a couple of bits I can do. That's too big. Oh, that's better, because, oh no, I don't want to use that one because that's Halloween one. It's got pumpkins on it. That's going on my Halloween quilt. I've got quite a lot of that somewhere, so I'm keeping that bit. But I thought, along with some embroidery, wouldn't it be fun to add maybe something like this is sari fringe, it's got sparkles on it. Wouldn't it be fun to add, why is that sticking up? Oh, it's got caught on something, pulled. Okay, hang on. I'll fix it in a minute. Wouldn't it be fun to add some of this along here, say? I think it would be fun. Hey Risha. Hey Roxy. Or even, this is all pulled very funny, I don't know why. Oh, I think it's folded up on itself. I'll work it out in a minute. But I thought something like that would be cool as well, you know, and combine that with embroidery, or even, you know, combining this with some embroidery, doing a stripe with maybe some satin stitches or blanket stitches or something holding it down. I don't know, I can go to town on this. This may be the never-ending quilt. That I warn you about that. This may be the never-ending quilt. Because I just have so many ideas and I want to play and I just want it to be crazy. That's what a crazy quilt is. I want it to be crazy. I've also got some other basic sewing threads in here, embroidery threads, and I did find my embroidery scissors. So we shouldn't have the problem of, you know, craziness that we had before. I like the lace as well. I think I want to start with the lace. I can't quite decide if I want visible stitching on the lace or if I want to do the lace in black. Yeah, there's a bit here that's something weird has happened to it, so I think I'm just going to cut that off and use it from this point, and then I'll decide what to do from there. I think it got really stretched out for some reason, I'm not sure why. So the stuff I do, I don't want it to be sticking up too high. So I wouldn't put this on and just leave it hanging like that, because that's just asking for it to get caught on a dog foot or something. I would actually sew it all down, which kind of answers my question, I think, because I think what I would do is do a fancy stitch along the headline of it, and then sew it down around the edges. I'll have to do with that with ordinary black sewing thread, of course, and I don't have any black sewing thread with me, so I would have to do that separate. You know, I really like that against that green. I'm really liking it against this green here. I think that could look really fun. Let's see. Okay, so it doesn't go up over the orange. It kind of goes down there. So I could have it going all the way down onto the blue, or I could just have it on the green. I actually really like it going onto the blue. I like the overlap. Now what if I did it so that this side was on these colours and that was, and then I could embroider onto these bits. Yeah, that would look cool, I think. I really need to find my black Midori, because I've got a black Midori that I keep for just for my sewing notes, and I really could do with writing some of these ideas down, but for now we'll use a post-it. So I'm thinking, so we've got colour, 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 colour. I'm thinking putting the black dark bit of the lace here with the swirly bit of the lace here, and then I could do stitches across here, like maybe long and short stitches. That would work, like a short stitch, a long stitch, a short stitch, a long stitch, something like that. To embroider that down in a contrasting colour. That could be fun. Now I'm going to have to, on these edges, I'm going to have to sew it down I'd probably stitch it down, just running stitch it down with black thread, and then do, you know, whatever I'm going to do down here would start here and go all the way down to wherever. I think that's how I would do it. I really could do with my black thread. I don't know where my black... Oh, I've got black embroidery thread. Could use a single strand of that, couldn't I? And just sew it down. If I just sew it at either end. Yeah, I could do that. Let's make it so. I don't want to use my grey thread that I've been stitching with, because the grey is the one colour that it will stand out against is black. And I don't want that, especially on there. I don't want it to stand out. It doesn't matter so much here. I mean, I suppose I could just stitch it down with this here on this side. Hang on, that might be a better idea. Instead of fussing around with embroidery thread, just do it with this, because I know this will hold. Whoops. Yep, tie a knot in that. That's a great idea. There we go. Because I'm going to sew over that anyway with something, probably. If I do it in grey, is it going to bug me? That's the question. Yes. Yes, it is. So, yeah, we're back to plan A. We'll use some embroidery thread for now. And I will have to dig out my proper thread. Okay, I'm just going to take a single strand of this, because it's only to tack it into place. I mean, like I say, it's going to have other stitches over the top, so it doesn't need to be a super strong hold. It's just to put this in place while I do this bit. Okay, so can you see what I'm doing? It's going to be hard to see black on black just for now, but bear with me and you will be able to see better in a minute. Okay. Because the lace is going to cover this bit, I'm just going to, instead of trying to bury the thread on the back, I'm just going to bury the thread on the front. Okay, up into the corner here. Let's do it that side, it's easier. Go. Okay, I want it to be, I want that line to sit across there, almost like the edges. I don't know if you can see it terribly well, but it almost looks like rick-rack braid from there up, and I want that rick-rack bit to sit along that line. So that's what I'm aiming for. So let's put that there, and I've got a little bit sticking out here, see, that I keep a pin in, so that I've got a pin when I need one. There we go. Okay, let's just tack this down in this corner then. I'm not going to be too fussy about it. I'm just going to tack it on this corner here. Oops. I could, because this is actually nylon lace, not cotton lace, I could, in theory, just heat the edges to stop it fraying in any way. But this this lace actually doesn't fray too badly, and also it would leave a really hard edge, and I don't want that, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to come down here with some largish stitches to just hold this down on this corner, or this edge rather. Okay, the embroidery cotton was actually a good choice because it's matte. You actually can't see it against the lace at all. I think a thread cotton actually would have stood out against the lace. Okay, all the way down to the bottom. Again, I don't want anything that a dog nail could get caught on, or more likely my jewellery. Actually, my jewellery gets caught on everything. Doesn't matter how close together they put those little joining links on a chain, there'll always be something thin enough to get between them and get stuck on it. Happens all the time. It's really annoying. Okay, I'm just gonna tack this corner down quite nicely. And just to finish off this thread, I'm gonna just do a little bit of running stitch along here rather than cutting off the thread, just to use it up. I don't like wasting thread. I'm such a miser. My patrons will tell you this. In class, I'm like, what else can I use this up on? I don't want to leave that one bit. So what's everybody doing today that they're playing along? Mika's enjoying the Jewish festivities. Oh, a wedding. Oh, they can be really noisy. We have a lot of Hindu weddings around here, and they are noisy, but they're mostly really nice music, so it's not too bad. But yeah, Jewish weddings, there tends to be a lot of singing and crashing noises. I don't know what it is they do exactly. I've never been to a Jewish wedding. There tends to be a lot of crashing noises and singing and shouting a lot. So, yeah, I can understand. They are a bit noisy. I saw one of the Hindu brides go by. Hindi? I think it's Hindi, isn't it? I saw one of the brides go past. She had the most beautiful royal blue and gold wedding sari. Just absolutely stunning. I've never seen anything like it, and all the embroidery and stuff, just so intricate. Okay, I'm gonna knot the thread off underneath the lace so that you can't really see it, and then when I come to continue that bit along, I'll start there as well. So that hides that knot underneath. Packing orders and editing videos, yes. Oh, you just came back from Thanksgiving on the East Coast. Was it cold? Did it snow? How grumpy was Bun on a scale of 1 to infinity? I'm guessing very. I'm guessing, can't we just go home and sit by the fire, please? Levels of grumpy. Journal catching up. Story of everyone's life. Constant catch up. Constant catch up. Listening, getting ready for cataract surgery tomorrow. Oh, cool. For yourself, Pammy? My mum had both her cataracts done. She's never been happier. She said the hardest part was remembering to keep putting the eye drops in for the first few days. Oh, 3 years overdue. Well, the good news is, on average, they reckon 2 to 3 weeks you can see really well. But my mum, she said after the first couple of days of putting in the eye drops, because you get a lot of gunk in your eyes, obviously, with the eye drops while they're healing. But after 2 or 3 days, that all started to clear. And even through that, she could tell her eyesight was better. So, going to be really exciting. My mum's taken up her cross stitch and drawing again, which she hasn't done for years because she couldn't see. Oh, he's now in a care place. That's both good and bad, isn't it? I'm sure you miss him, not having him at home. But it's good for you. It means you're not responsible for looking after him 24/7, which has got to be a relief for you. Right, what am I doing here? Should I tack this down and then embroider it, or should I just embroider it? Why am I even asking that? If I tack it down and then embroider it, I'm doing it twice. Do I ever do anything twice? No. So the next question. Next question. You're getting one done and then the other. Yeah, that's what my mum did. She had cataracts that somehow either they hardened in the wrong place or they were hardening. I can't remember exactly why, but there was some reason why they had to wait until they fully hardened before she could get hers done. So they had to get really bad before she could get them done. She said at one point it was like having a plastic bag over half her eye. But immediately, literally within days, she could tell that her vision was better. And like they said, within 2 to 3 weeks, she was adjusting. And she's got these fancy glasses that are light reactive. Okay, see you in a minute, Rox. A game changer. Yeah, it is. Absolutely. That's what my mum said as well. She's very, very happy with hers. I'm going to use this. I think this will work with all 3 of those colours. I think the hard thing for my mum getting cataracts was that prior to cataracts, she had perfect vision. She needed reading glasses just through old age, but other than that, she had perfect vision. So getting cataracts was just really difficult for her. It's one of my biggest fears. Cataracts run in my family, and I'm really worried that one day I'll start getting them. They let you decide the lens for far or close vision. Oh, right. So you can have your vision completely corrected all in one go, or they can just get rid of the cataracts. So you won't need glasses to read, but you can have them for driving. That's interesting. I like that. So you'll be back to where you were before, as opposed to correcting everything. My mum had everything corrected, so the only thing she has now is the glasses for the light, because she's very sensitive to light. I should add, she was sensitive to light before she had the cataract surgery. The sensitivity to light is not because of the cataract surgery, although she did have to wear sunglasses initially. I think it was something to do with the cataract blocking light, so her brain had to adjust to how she could see without something to do with the iris in the eye, or I don't know, the bit in the eye that opens and closes, that bit, the pupil, there we go, the dilation had to reset itself, and the brain had to work out what it was seeing again. And then after that, she's been fine ever since. She loves it. Until she had her knee done, and now she's got a bionic knee. She always said it was the best decision she ever made, having it done. Now it's her knee. Her knee is the best decision she's ever made. Okay, so now I've anchored that side down, I can come up here. And I don't want to stretch it. I'm just going to pin this side down here. There we go. Channel was a lifeline these past few years of being homebound with hubs. Often wanted to join classes and such, and soon may be able to. Oh, that would be lovely, Pam. Yeah, we'd love to have you. Don't forget, if you join on Patreon, you don't have to be in the class all the time. You can do like pay for a month and catch up on some stuff, and then take a break and then come back and do like 2 months in one go. Depends how much time you've got to do things. That'd be nice to have you in class. Doing lots of journaling and planning and Book of Shadows type stuff next year, instead of application of the astrology and tarot we've been doing, rather than learning even more, because we're all at saturation point. So we're all like, okay, maybe we need to figure out what we're going to do with all this now before we go hell for leather learning some more bits. But there's plenty to catch up on. Maddie! What's the matter? What are you crying for now? What do you need? Do you want to go out? Do you want to go out for a pee? Of course you want to go out for a pee, because you couldn't have gone just now when I opened the door. No, that would have been too easy. Sorry, guys. The dog needs to pee. I'll be back in a minute. Okay, we're back. Sorry about that. Almost done with the 1989 sketchbook. Woohoo! Finish the damn book, Pam. Finish the damn book. You can come and join us on Discord, you know, and post it over there. You're welcome to post pictures over there if you want to. Okay. Ooh, it's cold out there. Took my breath away. I do love the snow, but I am a temperate climate girl. I don't like to be frozen to death. But I also don't like to be roasting. I like to be, you know, between 16 and 18 degrees is pretty much perfect for me. Okay. Let me see, what's going to be the easiest way to do this? I think doing it that way. So the one thing with this project, you have to keep moving it around in order to be able to see what you're doing, or do it in the most efficient way. Okay, let's do that. Okay, I think I can chop this off now. Now that I know where it's... Oh no, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait because I don't know if it's gonna stretch as I sew it. Let's wait. All right. So I'm going to do long and short stitch here, which I already know how to do. Yep. I'm going to try not to tie our thing up in knots. That would not be a good thing to do. There we go. Remember all these basting stitches, those will be taken out from the back. It's just like an old chat server, Pam. Do you remember AOL chat servers? It's not dissimilar. Miko will give you all the information. She's our mod over there. Alrighty. She's back. That was a quick voiceover. Must have been an intro. Okay. So if I do a short stitch and a long stitch, that should work really well. So let's do a short stitch on the up and a oh, it's not easy going across corners. I know, Maddie, shush. No, you've just been out, behave yourself. A short stitch on the up ones. Shh. Come on now. And a long stitch on the down ones. That should look interesting. I'm sewing through multiple layers of multiple fabrics on this corner, so it's a little bit tricky. Maddie, you've just been out. Stop whining. No. 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 Come on, stop. Go and settle down, please. Go and lie down with your brother. He's asleep, look. Go on, belly rubs from Maddie. Oh, just listening to it. Oh, right, okay. Here we go, we're out of the corner now. It's going to be a bit easier. The gaps between these stitches are a little bit bigger than I thought they were going to be. I may have to... Oh, there's... Oh, hang on. Oh, no, I see what it is. There's a single loop there and a dip, and then a double loop there and a dip. Ah, okay. Oh, we'll adjust that as we go. That's fine. So now we've got a long stitch and 2 short stitches. Just adds more interest. The way I think of it, by the time I'm done with this, it's for me anyway, but by the time I'm done with it, nobody's going to be looking at all the stitching and going, is that absolutely perfect and straight and exactly how it should be? And if they do, and then they mention it to me and say, this isn't very straight, I will slap them and say, done is better than perfect. It's a crazy quilt. What were you expecting? And then that'll be that problem solved, right? Just because people can critique your work doesn't mean they should. Sometimes they should put up and shut up and just say, well, that's lovely, dear. So it's looking a little bit straggly, I think, because of I didn't realise how wide the stitches were going to be. But I think if I went back in between these stitches with a different colour and just did even stitches in between them, I think that'll look interesting. So that's what I'm going for, is just making it look interesting. I mean, it already looks interesting. Maddie, stop. No. 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 Come on. Enough. So, a long one. And 2 short ones. Not that you can really tell the difference between the long and short ones. But I know, because I did it, so... Ow. Maddie, stop. Being a brat. No, you're being a brat. Stop. She's moaning today because I just noticed as I came in, Scooby is sitting on her spot next to the fire. And they fight over that spot next to the fire, and that's why. Because he's asleep on that spot. She wants me to go and shift him. And I'm not going to go and shift him. If he's sat next to the fire, he's sat next to the fire for a reason, right? If she wanted to sit by the fire, she should have sat there first. So, who binge watched Wednesday? I did. I binge watched it twice, in fact, 2 days in a row. Because I've been looking forward to it coming out since the day it was announced. And I loved it. I absolutely loved all of it. The only thing I didn't like was what I knew I wasn't going to like, and it wasn't a self-fulfilling prophecy. I went into it with giving her the benefit of the doubt. I did not like Catherine Zeta-Jones as Morticia. The fact that she can't act very well, notwithstanding, she's just not... Morticia was elegant and refined, and she glided through life as if she had a pile of books on her head. She was very ladylike, even in the cartoons that came across. And that's not Catherine Zeta-Jones. Catherine Zeta-Jones doesn't come across like that in any way to me. She comes across more like a runway model, which is not the same thing. It's more about... I don't know. It's hard to describe, but it comes across as more, look at my wonderful dress and how fantastic I look in it, as opposed to, I'm a lady and I'm going to behave like one. You know, I didn't think she could pull it off. She looked the part, but I didn't think she could pull it off, and I was right. But she's only in 2 episodes, so whatever. I thought Gomez was brilliant. I really liked him as Gomez. Again, I had some misgivings. I wasn't sure if he'd be able to do it, but he was very good. I loved Uncle Fester. I think he was fantastic. And I loved the writing. I loved how they brought everything into it. And I'm not going to give any spoilers, but the way they worked in both the Pilgrims and the Victorian story was pretty impressive. There's some good writing. I'm going to have to look up some other stuff by that particular screenwriter, because I really liked what she did with it. So yeah, I really enjoyed it. I'm probably going to watch it again right the way through. In fact, this weekend, to be perfectly honest. Angelica Houston was a hell of an act to follow, yeah. But the other girl who did it, Yvonne de Carlos? Was it Yvonne de Carlos? No, she was Lily Munster, wasn't she? Who was the other woman who played Morticia, the first Morticia? Can't remember her name. It's not springing to mind. She was very good as well. And I really liked her as well. The writing was superb. Superb. And I normally with those kind of things, especially when it's that kind of comedy noir / teen drama type stuff, you're usually pretty clued in on what's going on fairly early in the series. And I think I got to about 7 episodes before I suspected what was... No, I think I got to 5 episodes before I suspected what was going on and who was behind it. And I knew it wasn't who she thought it was. And I had a hunch that it might be who it ended up being for the male. But then the other part of it, the other part of the story, I wasn't sure about. I didn't see that coming. And only when they said about it and she figured it out, and then she, trying to do it without spoilers, she worked out the second part of the story but didn't work it out in the right way. And then I went, no, hang on a minute, that doesn't make sense. That would make more sense. And then when the other house came into it, I was like, oh yeah, I know what's going on now. I know what's going on. But I think it took me part way into episode 7 out of 8 before I figured out what was actually happening, which I love. And I love the fact that she was literally writing the novel as she went along. I thought it was brilliant. Brilliantly done. You've watched the first episode? Yeah, I think you're going to love it, Bun. I think you're going to love it. If it's not too... I mean, it might be too scary, But James would really appreciate the writing. Really appreciate it. It is top level writing. It really is. Literally no stone unturned, no inconsistencies. I did spot one thing that they didn't quite tie up in an overly satisfactory way for me. But I think that was more me being nitpicky than them not doing their job. It really was stellar writing. The directing is pretty good as well, I have to say. Sign up for Discord. Cool. Yeah, come and join us. You're always welcome. Hi, Maddie. You need to stop whining. If you want to sit by the fire, then you just have to go and move him yourself. No. I think I actually would say, and this will tell you how much I enjoyed it. You know how much of a Neil Gaiman fan I am, and how much of a Sandman fan I am. I really enjoyed the Sandman series. I'm not going to say I didn't. In fact, I loved it. And I did say, after I finished it, you know what, I'll probably watch that again all the way through, because I think there's a few things that I missed the first time that were in the books, but that weren't obvious. And I think I want to watch it again just to see what I missed. I've never actually managed to get round to watching it a second time yet. And it took me 3 days to watch it the first time. Whereas Wednesday, I literally just binge watched the whole thing. And then the following day, I binge watched it again. And the only reason I stopped was because I had a class at 5. And I already knew, while I was watching it for the second time, that I was going to watch it a third time very soon. And it's still in the back of my mind that I'll probably watch it this weekend. That's how good it is. It's very, very rare for me to be that into something. But it was just that good. Very impressed with it. And as I said, the only thing that I would have changed is not having Catherine Zeta-Jones as Morticia. But to be honest, I wouldn't bother to change that, because that is the only thing. So I'd be like, that would just be like, it would have been in the icing on the cake to have somebody that wasn't Catherine Zeta-Jones. But in the general scheme of things, she was still only a 7 out of 10 instead of a 10 out of 10. So, I'm not going to hold that against them, I don't think. And she did look the part. She looked amazing. Maddie, stop! Come on, stop! Go and lie down. You've just been out. Stop the silliness. Stop with the crazy. Hi, Bug. Oh, he's moved and now she's got her seat back. What else did I watch? I watched something the other day that I had started watching before and didn't enjoy, but I thought maybe it was just that it was more of a winter thing. And I was right. Because the second time I watched it all the way through, and it didn't make sense at first, but then it did. And I was quite impressed with that as well. It was one of those series where not a lot happens, and you spend a lot of the series being very confused. But then it all makes sense in the end, and you're like, oh, okay. Okay, yeah, I get it. Clever. What was it called? First episode's called The Fog. It's a Spanish thing. The Spanish name of it is Alma, which is the title character, but that's not what it's called on Netflix. It's called something else on Netflix. But it was very good. It was very good. But definitely a winter thing. Okay. I'll trim this one off now. There we go. Oh, that looks cool. Could even do a line of beading across the middle or something. Like all these little dots in the teardrops and things. That would be really cool with a bead in it or something. Maddie, stop. No, you've been out. Stop. Come on, go lie down. Has anybody else got any more recommendations? I have Netflix and I have Disney Plus. Oh, and I have Amazon Prime. Here you go. Have some snacks. Good boy. Leave him alone, Maddie. Hey! Get back! Stop eating his food. You've got your own food outside. Shall I use the rest of this somewhere first? Or shall I carry... No, let's just carry on with that. Let's not confuse it by doing too many things at once. We'll just pop that back on there. She-Hulk. Oh, no, not my kind of thing. I like Marvel. I do like Marvel, but I'm not into all the spin-off things. And I was never interested in She-Hulk, to be fair. The only spin-off one I watched that I really enjoyed was Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. Trying to ignore the festivities, but it's getting louder and louder. Turn your volume up then. What, your neighbour's going to complain that you're making too much noise in the middle of a Jewish wedding? Or put your headphones on. Maddie, stop! Stop! You're not eating his food. Leave him alone. Good boy. Yeah, I'm not really a comedy fan. I'm very particular about what I like and what I don't like. I like noir comedy that's not meant to be funny, really. If that makes sense. Or that you don't have to see as funny. I mean, Wednesday was listed as noir comedy, but to me that just means it's light-hearted as opposed to serious drama. It's not meant to be laugh out loud funny. I don't know. She-Hulk just doesn't appeal to me. But Hulk didn't appeal to me either, so... I only watched the Hulk films that were relevant to the storyline for the main Marvel characters. I just Eh. Although I did like the original TV series. The one with David Banner was brilliant. Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. I watched Black Widow film. That was terrible. It was terrible. Waited for it for so long and it was awful. Oh. You just remember loving the comics. Yeah. I was never really into superhero comics. I like the Marvel films, but I like the Marvel films mostly because I like the people who are playing the characters. I was always more into graphic novels than comics. Like self-contained story series. I don't know, superheroes never really did it for me. 1899 on Netflix. Oh, I've got that listed. I've got that listed to watch. I thought it might be good. I haven't really looked to see what it's about, but I had an idea that it might be a good one to watch. That might be the next one I do. Marvel killing off their female characters. I'm not over them killing off their characters in general, to be honest. They do it all the time. I haven't forgiven them for Agent Coulson. Despite the fact that they brought him back for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. And Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was really good. I still haven't forgiven them for killing him off. Maddie, stop! Stop! Enough. No. No. Enough. Go to bed. For those not on my Patreon, Maddie has developed this really annoying habit of suddenly started whining when I'm streaming. And then the minute I stop streaming, she's finished. She stops, she goes and lies on the sofa and goes to sleep. It's extremely annoying. We can't figure out why she's doing it. It's less annoying during these kind of streams because I'm not teaching, but when I'm teaching on Patreon, it's really annoying. Because I want to find out what's wrong with her, but obviously she's just whining. Not really whining for any reason. No. Whoops. Yeah, I can't remember what 1899 is supposed to be about, but it looked good. I watched a trailer and it seemed like something that would catch my interest. Is it kind of a mystery type thing? Because I didn't really understand what it was about. Maddie, stop. It's enough. I'm going to have to look now, aren't I? Because it's going to bug me if I don't. Immigrants on a steamship travelling from London to New York get caught up in a mysterious riddle after finding a second vessel adrift in the open sea. It is a mystery. Horror fiction historical drama. mystery. And I think it's originally English, Swedish, is it, or German? Multilingual German epic period mystery science fiction streaming television series. Wow, there's a tagline. What was that other one called? The Girl in the Mirror. That's what it's called. The Girl in the Mirror. Also very cleverly done. It's Spanish, so if you speak Spanish, you can watch it in the original language, but it does have English dubbing. And the English dubbing is done very well as well, so after a couple of minutes you don't even realise that their lips are not moving in sync. I think you'd like that one actually, Bun. The Girl in the Mirror. It's got elements of the ridiculous about it, a la Midsummer. Use another piece of thread. This one isn't quite going to be long enough by about 1.5 inches. How annoying. Add it to your never-ending list, yeah. It's more supernatural intrigue than straight out horror, but it does have elements of that. There would be plenty of jump scares for James, let's put it that way. But I think you'll just find it entertaining like I did. Oh, and the scrapbooks. There's there's a scrapbook that's like a junk journal type thing that's really cool by one of the characters. And there's a book of prophecy that's like handwritten, illuminated 3rd century type manuscript thing, which is just wow. Maddie, stop. You literally just went out 5 minutes ago. Now stop. 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 Lie down. Go to sleep, please. Oh, look! There's some spam for you to smack on the head, Mika. How nice of us. How nice of them to join us. Thank you so much. Mika loves playing whack-a-mole with the spam. And mean, who wouldn't want to use a dating app that can't spell? Maddie, stop. That's okay, you don't need to hear yourself think to whack moles on the head. I have a dog problem. You have a cat problem. A dog-cat problem. Promised to take care of Hub's cat, but failed to tell me she's spoiled rotten. All cats are spoiled rotten, Bam. This is not a new thing about cats. This is just you becoming a cat mum from being a dog mum. This is just a change of tack, that's all. Cats are needy. Stop. No, stop. Okay, I like that. I think that looks cool. I think I need to do a bit more up here. I don't know. I'm not overly happy with this. It looks a bit lost. Oh, she's got CBD for streams. She's got CBD spray. Use it every time. Never a problem. She only whines when she wants something or when Scooby wants something. But she can't possibly want anything because she's got food, she's got water, he's eaten, they've both been out. What else can she want right now? And as soon as the stream's finished, she'll just lie down and go to sleep. So I think it's just attention. She likes human food or dog food. I'll just give her tuna then. Should be fine. Scooby's of an age now where he's decided that he's not going to eat his food unless it's got Parmesan cheese on it. He simply refuses to eat it. He just stares at it and looks forlornly at me like, but where's my cheese? I think she just wants attention, yeah. I think she's just getting attention seeking as she gets older. I don't really know what to do with this now, so I'm going to leave it for now and come back to it. I think that's always the best plan. So, what am I going to do next? I want something to contrast with this. I wonder if that pink might be a good place to put it. Maybe that way. Maybe something across there like that. Maybe something a bit smaller. What about that? Oh no, it would need to carry on up there, I think. What about here? I mean, that could work. It's quite dark on that side. I don't know. Maybe I'll come back to that. I do like that lace though. Let's try the ribbon. Let's try the ribbon instead. Where's the ribbon? It's only a little thin bit of ribbon. Where's it gone? Oh, there it is. Let's do a little bit of ribbon. How about that? I think that would look really good against the black, against the yellow. I'm thinking maybe just a stripe of ribbon across the middle, maybe. Oops, sorry, you're off camera, off camera. Or actually, there's a big bit down there that could work. That's a long strip. That could work. Yeah, let's do that. I like that. So Maddie, stop. Stop. So with this one, because it is a tiny little bit of ribbon, I've got some Aleene's tacky here, which is fabric glue. She's going to start digging now. I think she does just want attention, and the problem is if I give her attention, she'll stop, but if I give her attention, she'll do it again next time. Oh, come on. You're not blocked. Come on, I know you're not. Here we go. So this dries, it's white, but it dries clear. I'm just gonna run it over that end, which will make that end hard, and then I can sew that end into this seam here. And then the other end, I don't need to worry about it really, but I've got some extra glue, so I'm just going to do it anyway. I'll just stick a bit of extra glue on there, which will just stop it fraying, but it doesn't matter. And then this bit is long enough that I can actually wrap it round, so I can stitch it onto the back of here. And when I put a piece in here, I can just account for that. So that's the plan with that bit. I'll let that bit dry. Maddie, stop! In the meantime, got some nice bright orange here, and since I've got lots of orange in the thing, I thought it might be fun to do some orange bits for contrast, because as it's expanded, I've got more colours. So there's no velvet in the middle bit, and there's no orange or brown in the middle bit. This is the middle bit. So this is missing all of these bits, which is why I wanted to put some lace across here. I can maybe put a patch. That would be quite fun to do a patch of velvet over the top, or a bit of velvet ribbon or something like that. Or even some satin stitch. But to bring the orange in, what I thought I could do, let's use this bit. Where's that bit of ribbon gone? I'll put that there so it dries while I'm doing this. I thought for this what I could do, because this bit has no orange around it anywhere. Let's bring some orange into this on the white dots and make knots, like French knot type things. I thought that could be fun, just to do a few of those. That'll bring the orange through. Could maybe even do a multicoloured and bring some other colours in, because I do have some other colours on the outside that I don't have in the middle. I think with this kind of project, more is more. And more is more is what I can do. I can do more is more. Okay, so let's shufty across to one of these now. Let's do that one. Should we just do a line of dots? That could be fun. Well, what about a zigzag of dots? A zigzag might be more interesting. Let's do that. Let's go. Now she's going to start grumbling like a teenager because I'm not paying attention to her. That's the... This is fun. I like this. I'd quite like to start an embroidery project that's more of a picture, that's just embroidery. But I'm wary of starting too many projects at once because I do know what I'm like. But I would quite like to do something that's a bit more like the picture stuff that she's got in the book. Like, there's some really interesting outline type stuff she does. Like, this is beadwork and embroidery, which I think is really, really interesting. Just lots and lots of texture. But there's like, this is line work. Which, this is the example I sent to Bun when I said you need to buy this book. Because she likes making patches and things. Can you not just see this as like one of Bun's black skulls or something? I think it's really cool. I'm not so much into line work, but I like the way she does pictures and things that are just a little bit more than in basic embroidery. Like this. This is really interesting. A series of these, like the planets, would be really awesome. Or a whole panel with all the planets. Or just some patterns like this. There's just so much to play with. And of course, me being me, I want to play with all of it all the time, all at once, on all the projects. That's cool. I like that. Ooh, fun. It's almost like abstract art, isn't it? Yeah. I'm trying not to get embroiled in too many projects. But the thing is, I mean, I could just embroider bits on small pieces that I could then add to this. There's no reason I couldn't do that, you know, just take a square piece or a circular piece or whatever and just add it to this as a patch. That, I think that would work. So, or even put it on the back as a patch. Maddie, stop! Please stop! What do you want? You don't want anything, you just want attention. Okay, well, you're not getting attention. Not right now, I'm busy. I think I'd like to do something that's astrology based. Like maybe take, I wonder if I took a patch like this, like some of these patches that I've already made, and then like embroidered star signs or planets or something onto them and then added the piece instead of putting the piece in here and then embroidering it. Because then they'd be mini projects, but they would also be part of this, wouldn't they? That might be an idea. And I've also got some plain white cotton, or well, it's beige, but that would work for just about anything, I think. So I could actually use that. And do little embroidery bits and then cut them out afterwards and add them to this. Oops, I messed that one up. Oh, come on. I can see it, I just can't grab hold of the bit I need to pull. Oh, here we go. No, stop. Stop, Maddie. Stop. Oh, come on. There we go. Yes, I'm an expert level chain detangler. There you go. Ta-da! Whoops, pulled the wrong side. That's going well. See you later, bun. Okay, I'm going to have to even this one off. What time are we on? 10 to 7. God, that's gone fast. Crikey. There we go. Let's go to that one there. Fun! I like it. That'd be really cool with another contrasting colour actually mixed in between it. So I might do that later. That's a really short piece, so that can go on one of these. There we go. Okay, so now I'm going to do that bit of, where's that long bit of yellow gone? Oh, where did I put my needle? Needle, where did I put my needle? I put it down. There it is. Mustn't do that. Maddie, stop! No! Sit down. Enough. Sit down. You've been naughty. Okay, here's my... Just chop off any bits that are sticking out that we've got glue on that we don't need. There we go. See, now, you can't see the glue, but it makes it so that that is not going to be fraying anytime soon. I've got a nice mauve colour here. I wonder if that'll be enough to do that. It should be. Yeah. Okay. Use this. So this is embroidering over ribbon, which embroidering over something or like over a piece of ribbon or over a piece of thread is called couching, and you can use pretty much any stitch you want with it. So I'm just gonna stitch over this ribbon. With this nice mauve thread, which goes with the yellow and the black. Okay, let's come up in the middle. Just going to anchor this bit. Now that it's glued, it will stay. It won't fray as long as I'm gentle with it. A little tacking stitch in the end to hold it there. And then good thing about paper piecing is you can bury your pin heads. So instead of having pins sticking out, you can have them, you can couch it between the paper and the fabric. When your dog and fighting over heat pad, that's your issue with peanuts, yeah. Yes. Dispersing. The noise, or the crowd is dispersing, you mean? The wedding goers. Okay, what should we do here? Let's do... Oh, I might do a blanket stitch. I don't know if I've got enough thread for a blanket stitch, but it will work. Let's do a nice even blanket stitch. And then I can catch the thread, the ribbon every so often as I go past, so the ribbon won't be completely loose. Incidentally, web terms are used differently in different places. Like for instance, this is blanket stitch. This is what we use to edge stuff here. But in America it's used for buttonholing. It's called buttonhole stitch. We use satin stitch for buttonholes here. So our buttonhole stitch is actually a satin stitch worked in a circle, like across, up, across, down. Whereas America's buttonhole stitch is a blanket stitch that's just done really, really close together. So it's quite useful that she does both terms in her book. I don't know what nationality Sharon is, but I mean, with a name like Sharon Bogan, I would say she's probably Cornish. There's an alarm going off. Don't know what alarm, but there's an alarm going off. This is so therapeutic. I love doing this sort of stuff. Sometimes I think I'm just like a rocking chair and a shawl away from being an old grandma. Well, and a few grandchildren. You know, I don't have any grandchildren. I don't have any children, so... But give me a rocking chair, a fire and a sewing project and I'm good. Okay, this is twisted. I need to untwist it. There we go. This isn't long enough to do the whole thing, I don't think. Which is a shame, but I've probably got some more of this thread anyway. So I'm not going to worry too much. Let's just pin it this way here. I think it looks good though. It's texture. It's lots of texture and I like texture. I'm wondering if I might use some threads that are not embroidery threads as well. I mean, mostly I'll use embroidery threads, but I think the occasional bit of like mohair or something would be fun. And I do mean occasional because mohair is not fun to sew with. But I know how to do darning and things, so I mean there's no reason why you couldn't do like a little darned corner of mohair over this or something. I think that would be fun. Yeah, I think I've reached the end of my thread. So let's take it up across here. Without coming through the front. There we go. I don't have any more of that particular colour with me right now, but I do have... That's not the same, is it? No, that's kind of a contrasting colour. It looks very similar, but it's not quite the same. Maddie, stop. That could work, maybe. Oh, what about the pink? The pink and yellow. Oh, yes. Let's use the rest of this. Which, also, this might not be a long enough piece. But that's okay, because I've got plenty more of it. So what I'm going to do with this one is come up this side. Oh, I didn't knot it off. Hang on. Maddie, stop! Stop! No! Stop! 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 Oh, you're such a brat today. Why are you being such a brat today? Huh? Why? Okay. So this one. I'm going to do the opposite side and have it go in between these bits. It's going to be tricky to hold it, but here we go. So I'm doing like a double blanket stitch couching on this ribbon, which sounds incredibly impressive, but it's really not. It is literally just blanket stitch down one side with one colour and another blanket stitch down the other side with a different colour. See? Oops. But it looks really effective and it feels really interesting. I can see me getting very into this creative embroidery thing. I really can. Oops, I forgot to reset my autofocus. Sorry. There we go. I've just got to be careful that I don't start too many projects at once. I think I would like to do something that is just plain embroidery on a, like embroidery on a plain background. And I have this material, which is, it's just beige lining fabric. It's actually quite nice to work with. It feels nice. It's good, got a good weight to it. And I want to make just a cover for my machine, but I was thinking maybe I could just do some embroidery on it, you know. Why not? I have no intention of making any of this stuff to sell or anything like that. It's just something to do with my hands, and I just really enjoy doing it. So I might as well make things that are going to be useful and practical. Maddie, stop. Stop! It's actually easier to do this working flat. I do so much better with flat work. Never really got on all that well with like embroidery hoops and stuff. I just always did better just putting it on the table and holding it. Sorry, am I covering it up again? It's really hard to show this without covering it up. So now I've run out of stitches to go between, so I'm just going to have to judge it based on how wide the other stitches are. So a little tricky. I mean, I could just leave this end of thread loose and then do the purple and come back and finish this bit off, but I'm here now, you know, I'll just make the purple fit. But yeah, I would like to do, because this is going to be a quilt, it's not really practical to put beadwork and stuff on it, or intricate beadwork or anything like that. And I do love sewing seed beads. It's a sad fact that I really enjoy sewing on seed beads. So maybe I should have a more intricate piece that's just like free form that I can do whatever I want with. That's more of a decorative piece. And then I can sew that onto my cover for my sewing machine. Yeah, this is not going to quite make it by about 3 stitches too short. But that's okay. Okay, you have to stop now. Seriously, stop it. Oops. Yeah, come on, you can do it. It's not going to make it to the bottom. I don't know why I'm trying to force it. Just finish it off and get another piece of thread. It's not the end of the world. There you go. I like it. It's pretty, isn't it? And you can always come back and do something else next to it. You know, little flowers or leaves or whatever. I can see this never getting finished. Or, you know, being a quilt that you put over your knee and then you just pick it up and start embroidering something on it. So you use it while it's keeping you warm. I mean, that would be fun, wouldn't it? Oh, I know. I'll just fold this ribbon over and secure it with this little bit of thread here. While I'm knotting it off. There we go. Then I can do the other side with the purple. Maddie, stop. Oh, God, she's infuriating. She never used to be like this. I don't know what's up with her. There we go. So it's not finished. I've got to finish that, but that's what it'll look like overall. And there's the bit with the lace on it, which again, I can go back and do some more stitching on that. I might do some more red stitching. I think that red stitching isn't very... It looks a bit scrappy. I might go back and do some more intricate stuff, like maybe a crisscross or a herringbone, or maybe even just a wave going all the way along. I don't know. And then there's the dots as well. That's all 3 bits we've done today. I have done today. And I think this would look fun with some other, like another row of dots next to it, and then another row of dots this side in different colours. I think it'd be really fun to do that. Or even like do a little square of dots in here and a little zigzag of dots this side. It's just so many possibilities. And I'm looking at these purple flowers and thinking, wow, wouldn't they be perfect to do some satin stitch on? So that's where we're up to. Hang on, let me put my pin goes back in there so I know where it is. needle goes back in my thread here. There we go. So I'll try and show you bits that we've done. This is, I'm gradually losing that square, which is good. I think what might help actually to lose that initial rectangle is to do a line that goes down there like that, because those actually join up in a straight line. Do a line across there. I think that would be quite good. So cut through that pink bit so it distracts the eye and makes it not look like a rectangle, which is what I did here. I put along the line, I put those two bits together so it breaks up the rectangle. You can still see the straight line, but it breaks up the rectangle. Of course, then I managed to emphasize the rectangle by putting that bit of lace on, but let's not split hairs. I'm loving these bits of velvet. It's not proper velvet, it's like nylon velvet, brushed velvet. But it feels really nice to have some velvet in there. And because it's polyester type velvet, it's washable at low temperatures. It's not, real velvet is dry clean. But I like the feeling of the contrast, and this batik fabric feels almost brushed, whereas this feels satiny, and there's lots going on in this. Lots and lots and lots going on. I put some more stars on that bit from last week. I finished the coil. I did a couple of little blue flowers on that corner, which I thought were fun. Might do some freehand green stitches in this green to bring that green across into some of this. I'm really pleased with it so far. I'm really loving it. It's getting to the point where it's going to be too, well, it's already be too big for camera. I mean, hello. Look at that. Too big for camera. But it's just so fun. It really is so fun. Anyway, this is going to be my little Christmas project. This is what I'm going to be doing while I'm watching The Muppets Christmas Carol 85 times over Christmas. This is what I'll be doing. Some of my templates are starting to come apart, but I'm not bothered. They'll break. I mean, they're already... Somebody pointed out that it's starting to sound like Tomo River paper. It's got the crinkle going on. It doesn't really matter if the templates come out, to be honest, at this stage. They're already... They're sewn in. It's not like it's a hexagon quilt that I need to keep it flat. I can... With this kind of quilt, it doesn't really matter. So... What I need to do is iron it. And, yeah, I showed this on Maddie, whatever you're doing, you need to stop it. I showed this on Patreon the other day, but as someone who doesn't buy clothes that need ironing, because life is too short to iron clothes, if it doesn't come out of the washing machine unwrinkled, I'm not interested. But I do, of course, use an iron for paper and fabric and things. But I don't have an ironing board, and I don't have anywhere to store an ironing board. And even if I did have somewhere to store an ironing board, I also have a Maddie and a very elderly Scooby who would probably knock it over. So I thought, well, what if there's something that I can put on the table to iron on? Ta-da! I actually have some of this metallic fabric. I probably could have made one of these myself, but for £4 on Amazon, I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna get this. So I can lay this out on the counter outside and set it up with my iron, and yeah, I'll be able to just iron things like this whenever I need to, because my iron heats up pretty much instantly. So, I can take it out of the packaging, didn't I? Get rid of the crinkles. There you go. So it's just a heat-proof mat. Oh, it's got a little hangy thing on it. That's cool. Just a nice heat-proof mat. Perfect size for my little counter. My little kitchen counter. Yay! I'll get rid of that box now. Yeah, I'm loving all the textures and stitches. And it's just going to get more and more and more. Because I'm just going to keep adding to it. I'm pretty sure it's just never going to be finished. At some point I'll get bored with it and stop. But if I can get it to the size where it's a quilt and I can just back it onto something so it's at least usable, then I can spend the next like 20 years embroidering it if I want to. I don't care. Why not? You know, every time I just sit down with it over my knee, I can just quilt, add some stitches to it or add some braid or something. I'd like to get some interesting braids. I've got lots of ribbon, but I don't have interesting braids like rickrack braid and stuff. And I love sari fabric bits. I think those would be beautiful with the sparkly bits. I'm a bit of a magpie for the sparkles. I've got some medium-sized sequins that I can put on. I think that would be fun, you know, to like blanket stitch around them like they do on the Indian fabric. I think all of that would be just really entertaining to play with. So, and I've got lots more of this type of stuff. I've got some that's like this with on its own. I've got some that's like plastic lace almost, and I've got some that's on chiffon and it's embroidered on chiffon, so that will be fun to add as well. Basically, I'm just going to use everything I can find, throw it all on and see what sticks. That's the plan. It's either going to be completely crazy and colourful and wow, look at all this, or it's going to be ugly AF. At the moment, it's not ugly AF. I'm enjoying it and I love it. I think it's really cool. So we'll see. Anyway, Maddie's whining again. I don't know why. I'm going to have to go and sort her out, but I'm going to stop there because we've done a 2.5 hour stream, so I think that's enough for today. I'm going to go and sit on the couch and start watching 1899, I think, and carry on with my stitching. So thank you all for joining me. I hope you've had fun. And hopefully I will be back again next Wednesday. Not sure if I carry on stitching or if I'll go back to doing some sketchbooking or if I'll do something different. You know me, I'll figure it out on the day. But I will definitely come and do something. I will definitely come and play with something. So one last look. There's my... I just realised I folded it all up and I need to take photos. But there you go. There's where it's up to right now. Thanks for joining me. See you if you're a patron. I will see you in class tomorrow. And if you're not, I will see you next week. Bye, guys.